Hi, and welcome back to another session of our Summer for Success series. Today's special guest speaker is Nenit Wills, the Assistant Director of Credentials. She's worked at National University in the Credentials Department for 19 years. She really enjoys being part of a team of faculty and staff that help students achieve their dreams of becoming a teacher, counselor, or administrator. Thank you so much, Nenit, for coming on today.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm excited to help out, as always. So today I'm going to go over just a basic roadmap to get you from the start to the finish, and then we'll open it up for questions. Let me pull up my little flow chart here. And so I'm going to take you through the basic steps of obtaining a credential. And this is for a California single subject or multiple subject credential. In California, the single subject is for those who want to teach a specific subject like English, math, social science in a middle school or high school. It is a K through 12 credential, but generally speaking, it's usually for a middle and high school teacher. For those that want to teach in an elementary school setting, they would do a preparation program for a multiple subject credential. Again, it's a K through 12 credential. California credentials just are that way. They are K through 12, but they are dependent on the authorization type. So in order to obtain a credential in California, you have to do some steps, which include a teacher preparation program. Now, there's many different ways to do a preparation program. You can do it in your undergrad, or you can do it as a postgraduate, so right after you get your undergraduate degree. So today I'm going to focus on the undergraduate route. So you would enroll into a bachelor's program here at National with an inspired teaching and learning single subject or multiple subject credential. You would complete the degree requirements, taking coursework, and then once you're finished with your degree requirements, you would start the teacher preparation program. The first course you would take is the ITL 400, which is becoming a teacher. During this time, your instructor will provide you with an orientation of what it means to become a teacher, how to become a teacher. And then we also have credential program specialists available to assist you throughout your program. So we will send you an orientation. We will send you information about how to get set up and start. And then we will take you through the entire program. So when you are enrolled in the ITL 400, which is the first course of the preparation program portion of your undergraduate degree, you will get a certificate of clearance and a negative TB. The certificate of clearance is a background check. And then your negative TB you would just get through your doctor's office or a clinic. Then you will start taking your foundation courses, which is basically the educational theory courses. During that time, you will want to work on your basic skills exam and your subject matter exam. So your basic skills is reading, writing, communication skills, but it's just what it sounds like. It's your basic skills exam. And typically people think of it as like the CBEST, but there's other ways to meet the basic skills, which we would go over all this information once you're closer to your preparation program. The subject matter competency exams are what you're going to teach. So subject matter means if I'm going to be an English teacher, I would do my subject matter competency in English, or if I'm going to be teaching elementary school, I would do my subject matter competency in multiple subject. Once I pass those exams, then I would be enrolled into my methods courses. Now these are the courses that are the pedagogy courses that teach you to teach your subject to the grade level that you are going to be teaching. Once you're finished with your methods courses, we will set you up for your student teaching. This is your teaching practice. So we would arrange a placement in a school, and you would be mirroring the teacher, observing the teacher, and that teacher would be mentoring you throughout your student teaching. During that time, there is something called Tpa Cycles. This is a state assessment of your student teaching practice. So everything that you've learned from your foundations and your methods courses, you will now put into practice during student teaching, and this is how you'll be assessed. And again, we are here to help you with that. Before you can finish your program and apply for your credential, you'll need to meet U.S. Constitution, which typically is a course that you would take, like an American history course or an American government course, which you would take in your undergraduate. And then also you would complete a CPR certification in infant, child, and adult. For those who want to teach elementary school, you have to take what's called a reading instruction competence assessment, another exam. And again, it's only for those who are doing multiple subject or teaching elementary. And then you'll need to get your degree conferred for your bachelor's. And then my team of credential people will recommend you to the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing, which we refer to as the CTC, for your credential. You'll be issued a preliminary multiple or single subject credential, which is valid for 5 years. And then you will work at your school district to renew that credential into a clear. So that's the steps you would take to becoming a teacher. Any questions?
This has been great. So I just wanted to confirm, Nenit, that you had mentioned that you can either get the credential with the undergraduate or you can get it post-batch. So like, let's say, for example, when a lot of the students that I meet, I recommend taking or getting their credential with the master's, just because then they're able to qualify for the ADT scholarship with the bachelor's. Do you see any advantages or disadvantages of either getting the credential with the bachelor's or after the bachelor's?
So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. So the advantage of doing it in your undergrad is you can get it all out of the way in this blended program where you're doing your undergraduate coursework with your preparation program. And then at the end of it, you'll get your degree and your credential. However, if you wanted to get your degree first, which would be shorter, and you wanted to maybe get some more experience, see what's out there in the world, you can come back and do a graduate program, which just means as long as you have a bachelor's degree from an accredited college, you can enroll into, and there's different routes for the graduate candidates, you can enroll into a credential-only program, or you can enroll into a credential with master's degree. If you already have your bachelor's degree, there are more options for you, like you can start subbing in school districts. You might qualify for a paid internship, which means you'd be the teacher of record while you're doing your preparation program. And also, if you get a master's degree, a master's degree, you'd be able to get higher on the pay scale. So there's benefits to either route.
Okay, great. And then could you just tell me approximately on average, what's the difference in time with the bachelor's and credential as opposed to just the bachelor's?
So the bachelor's with the credential is, I would say, equivalent to a semester longer than typical,
Okay.
but then you also add the student teaching, so it could be a year.
Okay.
Whereas if you're doing just a credential after your bachelor's degree, it's about 1.5 years.
Okay.
So the undergraduate program is a lot of work. And if you're like me, when you start getting towards the end, you get antsy to get a degree. So it might not be the best route for you, but then again, it might be because you can get it over with and start teaching as soon as you get your degree and credential.
Okay, that makes sense. And then can you tell me a little bit more about the student teaching? Is that something as a student that Nationals will set me up with, or is that something that I need to find on my own? How does that work?
Yes, so student teaching for all of our candidates is set up through our department. So we work with all the different districts in California, and we have relationships with these different districts. So you would select the school district that you would like to work in. or student teach-in, and we would arrange your student teaching placement with the Human Resources Department of that district. The student teaching is unpaid, and it's for one full semester. So you'll be working alongside the teacher of the classroom for one full semester. You'll start out observing you'll start out observing, and the teacher will mentor you, and then they will slowly start to give you more work to do, and lesson planning, teaching, and then towards the end you will be doing solo teaching. So we prepare you throughout your program to be able to take over the classroom and teach.
Great. I noticed that online you had some kind of a program where it's just a math prep program. So I guess I'm wondering, why would anyone do any type of a prep program if not to get a credential?
So again, there's different routes to getting a credential.
Okay.
Some people would rather do an undergraduate degree and get their bachelor's. Some people would want to do the undergraduate degree and get their credential. And some people don't want to take the subject matter exams because they are pretty challenging. So National University has a subject matter preparation program, which if you complete that in your undergraduate degree, you'll be able to meet the subject matter competency without having to take the CSET. And National University currently has one for English.
Oh, nice. Just English.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, last question. I know that a lot of students I talk to have a lot of questions about the ECE program. Are you familiar with that at all? Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so ECE is the early childhood education. So students will either do the early childhood education bachelor's degree, or they'll do the early childhood education bachelor's degree with the inspired teaching and learning multiple subject credential. Early childhood just focuses on younger children. So if you wanted to do just the bachelor's degree, that would qualify you to get a child development permit and work in daycares or preschools. And then if you go on to do the inspired teaching and learning multiple subject credential, it'll also earn you a multiple subject teaching credential. But we try to focus on those lower grades. So we look at K through 12, but we focus on kindergarten, TK, up through about 3rd grade. So if that's the area you want to teach, those are the degrees you want.
So then obviously, other than the student teaching, I was told that both of those programs are online. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that has nothing to do with COVID. It's always been, correct?
Right.
Okay.
A lot of our programs, well, most of our programs can be done online, but the student teaching is on site.
And so I guess this is just for my own personal curiosity, but do you have any idea? I mean, I know it's really a crazy time right now with COVID and such, but what's going to happen with student teaching, or any ideas of the future of, because a lot of schools now are either, hybrid or they're online. So how will that work?
Well, right now we are in challenging times. These are really unprecedented times.
Mm-hmm.
But what's great with National University is we have a really great group of people who can think outside of the box. So we have come up with ways to support our candidates and make accommodations. So while school districts are moving to what's called distance learning, where they're doing either Zoom meetings or Microsoft Teams meetings or what have you, we are also allowing our student teachers to work with those school teachers to do their student teaching in that format.
Nice.
We also have something that's called Sim School, which is a virtual classroom. So we are allowed to have students sign up for Sim School. And what it is it's a virtual school where this format will mirror what's happening in a real school. And you're able to observe, do lesson plans, learn different techniques. So it's a great tool that we've been using with our students.
Great. Last question. If students have any questions in the future, is there an email or contact information that they can get a hold of you or your staff?
Yes, of course. It's easy, credentials@nu.edu, and we're always happy to help.
Thank you so much, Nenit. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.